Welkom bij de Q&A voor REC met Jaume Balagueró en Manuela Velasco. Talk a little bit about this innovative camera perspective that we've been seeing quite a few times in the last year, actually, in the last couple of years. This first-person shooter technique whereby the camera is actually a part of the story. How did it come about in your case for this movie?
Je parle français? Non.
Comme vous voulez.
C'est bien si je parle français?
Ok.
Quand Paco Plaza, le co-réalisateur, et moi, on a décidé d'essayer de faire un film, de raconter une histoire d'horreur, mais avec les langages de la télévision, du direct télévisuel, Cloverfield, Diary of the Dead n'existait pas. Et c'est finalement quand on a fini le film et on l'a montré à Venise et qu'on a entendu parler, il y avait d'autres films avec le même style de raconter. Et c'était très choquant pour nous. Je crois que par rapport au REC, on a décidé de faire comme ça, parce que c'était peut-être la façon, on voulait essayer de faire un film plus proche aux spectateurs et pour qu'ils puissent se sentir dans le film et l'expérimenter plutôt que le voir assis dans le théâtre. Non? On voulait faire quelque chose de plus proche à une expérience. On avait pensé au vidéojeu, la façon d'interaction entre le joueur, l'histoire. Et on a pensé évidemment à des films précédents, pas seulement The Blair Witch Project, mais aussi à Cannibal Holocaust, La mort en direct de Bertrand Tavernier, C'est arrivé près de chez vous, c'est un film belge qu'on aime beaucoup. Et aussi, on s'est inspiré surtout par la télévision, par les programmes de télé-réalité qu'on voit toujours dans la télé, et aussi par des programmes comme COPS, je ne sais pas si vous connaissez ces programmes. Et alors on a décidé d'essayer. Mais finalement, c'est trop long, mais je vais finir maintenant. Mais finalement, je crois qu'il y a cette abondance, non, c'est beaucoup de films qui sortent en même temps et qui utilisent le même style. Peut-être parce qu'il y a quelque chose qui change maintenant, il y a quelque chose qui se passe au milieu des médias, avec Internet, avec l'interaction entre le public et les films, et les YouTube et tout ça. Et alors le cinéma commence à répondre à tous ces phénomènes.
Moet daar een Nederlandse vertaling van zijn? Voor iemand? Nee. Do you think it's more difficult or easier to make a film like that with like a hand cam? And also, does it require a different technique? Does it require another way of acting? Or are you just acting like you would for a normal film which would be made with a steady cam?
No, because in this film we had very long shoots, like 20 minutes, so it's more like theater acting. You have to, it's not like a normal movie where you have small parts and then you do your line and then you go to your partner, and then here we had all of us to be acting at the same time during 20 minutes, and we couldn't cut, even though if we got hurt and we had problems and we couldn't cut, we had to continue, and we used a lot of improvisation. So we had a small script, the basic lines, the basic things.
So you could improvise a lot.
Yeah, we improvised all the time. And they didn't tell us everything that was going to happen. So we had a lot of surprises during the shooting. And sometimes they told us things that were going to happen that never happened. And on the contrary, something else happened. So it was crazy.
And do you think it was easier to make a film like this, or is it just way different, and is it really difficult to compare?
I think it's definitely more difficult. At the beginning, we thought it could be easy, but the reality is Rec is our most simple movie for the audience. It seems simple, but in fact I think it's the most sophisticated and complex film I've done ever. And because these long shots, because the special effects, you know, for example, the special effects, when you have to shot in a special effect, you put the camera depending on the special effect, you put the lights depending on that special effect. But here in Rec, special effect appeared in the middle of a shot of 20 minutes. And it was it had to be ready for this point, and it was very difficult. It was a totally different way to prepare the special effect and to do the special effect, for example.
If you're acting, Manuela, in a movie where they have special effects, but they don't tell you that they're going to have special effects, don't you sometimes get scared as much as the audience is supposed to?
Yeah, sometimes I got really, really scared, especially because I didn't know how the film ended. I thought I was going to survive. What I read, what they gave me is that I could go out the building. And one day, I was shooting one scene that was on the script, where I was upstairs and I had to go all the way down and go out to the street. And I was supposed to go out and be alive, and it was with night shot. And we shoot this film during the night, so we didn't have any natural light neither, so there was no light at all. And I couldn't see anything. I just could see through the camera. And I was going down the stairs, and all of a sudden one of these infected people came to me, and she bit me. So I just realized in that moment that I was dead, and I didn't know it. And they were doing things like that to me all the time, things that were not in the script. So I got really scared because sometimes I didn't know what was going to happen, and sometimes some actors or people came to the set and they wouldn't let me see them. And I knew there was someone hidden, and I just was asking all the time, but are they going to hurt me? Are they going to bite me? It was difficult because with no light and all these surprising things, yeah, at times I got really scared, especially with the night shot.
These days it's very common to make films where there's a strong heroine, a strong female character. Oftentimes I think that they try to push it too much. The directors try to push the strong side too much, and it isn't believable anymore. Here you go through an entire scala of emotions, from the most beautiful smile to fear. Was it fun to do? Was it like a challenge to do? And also, was it something you wanted? And was it difficult to find an actress who would be able to do all of those things?
What I like about the film is that Angela is not a heroine at all. She can't handle the situation. She's shocked and she doesn't know what to do, and she's hysterical, and she just tries to survive and to run away. And she's not a fighter. She's not strong. So for me, the other part of the question, it was really amazing. I had a lot of fun during the shooting, because the first part, I really like to play with this part of the character that is a bit poshy and stupid, and and I have the feeling that the audience during the film wants her to die, because she's not nice. She's not a heroine. She's someone like, I don't know. You don't know if you like her or you hate her.
I kind of liked her because of the smile. It seemed genuine.
I don't know, but it's not that the typical heroine or main character that you fall in love with her. I think that the audience, half of them wants to kill her, and the other half feels like pity for her. So I don't know, but for me it was like a party. I had a great time during the whole thing. Yeah.
So, Mr. Balagueró, if you're gonna make a movie with this technique, it'll probably work better if you use unknown actors, because otherwise people can say, "Oh, this is not real," because it's Robert De Niro there, so it can be real. So, how did you go about finding your actors, and specifically Manuela?
Well, from the beginning, we decided to have unknown actors because it was very important the audience could not recognize the faces, in order to make it real and make it credible. So we test a lot of actors, and just to find these good actors, unknown actors, but specifically actors with a very big capacity of improvisation, because the essence of the film, of the shooting of the film, was the improvisation. There were no dialogues in the script because we didn't want just the actors learning the lines, and then we wanted actors going inside this situation and reacting spontaneously and improvise. So improvisation was the most important thing when we were finding the actors. And Manuela was a little bit different because Manuela was well known in Spain. Well known in Spain because she worked in a TV station as a presenter, making the same thing that she does in the film, and it worked for us because when you see a program like this, you usually recognize the presenter. You are used to this face, so it was very interesting for us. And Manuela is an excellent actress, but at the same time, playing the role of a presenter was perfect, because she was not playing the role of a presenter, she was presenting, and that's what we wanted. Other actresses were not able to present. Other actresses were playing presenter very well, but not presenting, and we wanted just a girl presenting, and incredible actress like Manuela presenting, then it's perfect. And I'm gonna answer your first question. For us, the role of Angela was very, very complex, because at the beginning was a stupid presenter, and then it was someone without ethic, someone who wants the information, who wants the picture, who wants to record everything. Then she becomes scared, and then she becomes crazy, like someone who's not, who's totally crazy, like a beast, screaming, beating, and finally she comes back to scares. And it was very complex, to go around all these emotions, and it was very difficult, but she did it very well.
Obviously, your film is going to be compared to films like The Blair Witch Project and Diary of the Dead. I think it's a very strong picture. Do you think it's a plus to be compared to pictures like that, or do you think it may be detrimental and you don't want it to be compared to other films too much?
Well, there's a lot of films, and it's normal to compare films with other films, and especially with films like The Blair Witch Project. Or for us, the inspiration was based on previous films than Blair Witch Project. Of course, Blair Witch Project also, but especially Cannibal Holocaust, C'est arrivé près de chez vous. Ça, je le dis déjà, non? C'est tout ça. Mais alors c'est ça. J'avais dit ça.
Yes, yes,
Ah,
yes,
bon,
yes.
Yeah, you said that.
But-
So you think it doesn't matter if it's compared to other films?
By the way, did you happen to see that 9/11 documentary of these two French journalists who were in New York on September 11th? No, because they were in the business of making a documentary about firemen. You know, really? Yeah. And then on September 11th, they go with the firemen to the Twin Towers. You never saw that? Well, it's.
I think I saw.
It's
I saw a little
scarily
part.
similar. Yes. Let's have an opportunity for the audience to ask some questions.
Est-ce
Wie
qu'il y a
heeft
des
een vraag?
questions?
Kom aan, er is altijd één iemand met een vraag.
Hi, I have a question for Manuela. I saw you in the film constantly running up and down the stairs, and now you told me. Okay, so in the film you're constantly running up and down the stairs, and you just told me there were takes like 20 minutes long. So it was hard for you to make that film, I suppose.
Physically.
We shouted for 12 hours a day, and they are very, ¿cómo se dice? Exigentes. Exigentes.
Excited?
No, excited no.
Excited, yes, but
Ex-
she wants to say exigeant.
Exigeant.
Demanding.
Demanding, yeah. So if we had to repeat the shoot 25 times, we had to repeat it 25 times, going up and down the stairs like all the time, running. We were dead, I promise you, and we had all these injuries. We were hurt everywhere. I had this huge violet. ¿Cómo es moratón? Like when you bruise.
Bruises.
All everywhere in my body. One of the firemen, the Manu, the main one, once he fell down and he had a esguince. ¿Cómo se dice esguince en francés? When you don't break your leg, but almost. But they were really bad, and we couldn't cut, so he had to go running with that. It was very, very demanding, and I don't do sports or exercise, so I thought I was going to die. In the morning, when I woke up, I couldn't move in my bed. I was like, very bad.
Okay, and for how many days was the shoot?
4 weeks.
4 weeks
4
long.
weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Yes?
You said that you didn't know that you were not going to survive. So how did you feel when the last scene was shot and you're actually dragged away by the zombie?
I knew that. That part I knew, yeah, because he had to pull me, and it was very complex to do that. But before that, they shoot a different ending of the film. That's the one I told before, that I was going down and going out of the building, and I had this old lady beating me, and I died. So at the end, they tried to convince me that the best for the film was not to survive, because otherwise it would be like, you wouldn't believe it. So that part at the end, I knew that he was going to do that. But I was really mad at them and angry, because I always thought there was going to be a second part and I was going to be the main character, and I was telling them all the time, why don't I take a gun or something to hit? I really wanted to kill someone, and I didn't have the chance, and I thought that maybe in the second part I would have the chance, but now Yeah, I know. And I was really jealous because we had all these actors for hours getting the makeup and doing, and I would love to play that part as well. So, yeah.
Well, in fact, at the end of the film, she's taken by this thing, but we haven't seen her die. She could escape.
Yeah, you didn't see me die.
Could be.
Wake up in the shower.
Not really. Did you shoot different endings just to confuse her, or did you choose what ending to use afterwards?
No, it's just to confuse her and confuse all the actors, but not only the ending, but just different scenes. We shot the same scene in different ways and with different particularities, just to confuse them, you know. And even, for example, we told Manuela, now you are gonna enter this apartment and you're gonna find infected. You have to fight with him. And then Manuela was entering this apartment and there was nobody inside. And then she was stressed because she didn't realize what's going on. Why is not an infected here waiting for me? You know. And we used very much. We use a lot this kind of strategies to confuse the actors.
Did you tape those different endings? Are they gonna be on a DVD or something?
No, because part of one of the endings is an extra of the DVD. Yeah. But just part.
I want to say something that I'm very proud of. Is that at the end of the film, I take the camera, and I take the camera myself. So I shoot part of the end of the film. And that was really exciting for me, because I experienced what it is to have a whole crew doing something, and the actors, and you have to record it. And for me, it was amazing to be behind the camera. So we had all these kind of different things going on that made the shooting very exciting.
Another question?
Yes. Where did you get the idea of not telling the actors everything? Because has it been done before in cinema? And also it sounds a bit like role-playing games. Were you inspired by that at all?
Well, in fact, we wanted to make the shooting of the film the most real possible, you know, the most similar to a real report, a shooting of a real report, you know. It's impossible because this is a fiction movie. This is fake, everything. But we tried to put a sense of credibility, not only for the audience, but for the actors as well, you know, and from ourselves. And that's the reason. Just to find a way very similar to a real footage of a TV report.
Anybody else?
Pablo is for real a cameraman or is an actor also, because sometimes he's reacting like an actor or like un actor de la película.
Pablo?
Yeah.
Pablo is Pablo Rosso. Pablo Rosso is the DP of the film. He's a DP. He's not an actor. He's a DP. I worked with him in one of my previous films, and the other director, Paco Plaza, he worked with him as well in another movie. He's a very good DP, director of photography. And when we told him, we want to make a movie and we want you to be the DP, but you have to be an actor as well. He said, no, I can't. But finally he accepted, and Rec is his debut as an actor, yeah. It was very difficult for him because he's very timid. and he was obliged to react and to interact with all the actors and to talk with them and to answer questions, even ask questions, and it was very, very difficult for him. But I think he's brilliant, finally, in the movie. Yeah.
Nog iemand? Ja, ik zie daar precies iets bewegen. Last question.
Donc j'ai une question pour Jaume. Dans vos films précédents, vos personnages ont toujours une relation très spéciale avec les enfants, une relation très tendre, mais en même temps, le mal provient toujours de l'enfant aussi dans vos films. Par exemple, l'infection dans Rake, la Mechanical Girl dans Fragile, etc., dans les fantômes enfants. Donc la question est, est-ce que vous êtes père de famille et aussi quelle est votre relation avec les enfants dans la vie de tous les jours?
Avec les enfants dans
la vie de tous les jours.
Dans la vie. Le quotidien. Oui. Ah. Non, moi, je suis pas père de famille, mais j'ai deux nièces. On dit comme ça, nièces. Et ma relation avec mes nièces, c'est génial, normal. J'adore les enfants. J'aime beaucoup être avec eux, comme tout le monde. Bon, il y a des gens qui n'aiment pas les enfants, ça c'est possible aussi. Moi, normalement, pour moi, c'est très agréable parce que je deviens toujours surpris avec les enfants. Ils sont incroyables. Et toujours quand je travaillais avec des enfants dans mes films, j'ai appris beaucoup de choses. La plus importante, c'est que les enfants sont des adultes plus petits, mais ils sont des adultes aussi. Ils peuvent comprendre les émotions, ils peuvent comprendre les situations complexes, tu sais. Et ça, c'est très intéressant. Et mon rapport avec les enfants, c'est un rapport normal. La seule relation que j'ai avec les enfants, en fait, c'est avec les acteurs de mes films et avec mes nièces. Et c'est simplement ça.
Et pourquoi est-ce que le mal provient toujours des enfants dans vos films? Evil always comes from children in your movies.
C'est difficile pour moi de répondre à ça parce que je ne sais pas. En fait, je sais que c'est vrai. Quand je vois mes films, je découvre qu'il y a toujours des enfants, mais ce n'est pas quelque chose d'intentionné. Mais quand je commence à écrire un scénario, pour quelques raisons, c'est peut-être parce que ce sont toujours des histoires d'horreur, il y a toujours des enfants. Je crois que les enfants sont très intéressants dans les histoires d'horreur parce qu'il y a de la innocence pure et de la cruauté pure aussi dans la même personne, dans les enfants. Et c'est différent dans les adultes parce qu'ils sont appris à qu'est-ce que c'est la cruauté et qu'est-ce que c'est l'innocence. Et ça a changé dans les adultes. Mais dans les enfants, il y a la pureté de l'innocence, il y a la pureté de la cruauté. Et ça, c'est un matériau très intéressant pour un film d'horreur.
Okay. With this question, I think we're going to wrap it up. Give you people some opportunity for autographing. Je kunt een handtekening krijgen als je wil. Ik wil je bedanken voor het komen naar deze Q&A. Jaume Balagueró and Manuela, who is in the business of talking. Thanks very much. Thank you very much for coming.
Merci beaucoup. Et moi, c'est très content.
Happy
To be here.
Okay, well, you're not alone. And Mr. Balagueró, you brought already 4 great movies to the Bifff. Please bring a 5th. Thank you.
Thank you for coming as well.